Sanwana to the mighty Zulu nation, the greatest nation in South Africa and possibly within the top 3 best black nations on earth. All right. So, abanyanyeke abase Limpopo. Now that I've said that. All right. Ngigudlise, just to pass this through, such young men who were raised in Zulu hatred, like DecentQ, well trained to spew tribalism as if a victim. That's the trait of Limpopo tribalists. All right. Now, let's go to the subject again, tribalism. What exactly is tribalism? You know, I don't understand why people would be saying Zulus are tribalists. In the first place, right there, when you mention that word, it says tribe. So I don't understand what we Zulus have got to do with tribalism, because we are not a tribe. Your mothers are tribes, not us. Right, so never refer to us as a tribe. There is a Zulu tribe. The people who carry the Zulu surname, they are the Zulu tribe. We are the Zulu nation. The Zulu nation includes more than 350 tribes. All right, so I am of the Amazizi tribe of the Mia clan. My Amazizi Mia people are Zulus. We are located in the kingdom of Amazizi in Bergville. All right. So we make up the greater Zulu nation. Zulu nation has got very different cultures. And the language did have distinctions, though it has forged into a common language, but it comes from about 5 dialects which were distinct, say, a century plus ago. All right. So we managed to unite our tribes to be a nation. All right. So we are a nation. So when you're addressing us and accusing us, know that we are a nation, not a tribe. All right. So what is tribalism? Tribalism is described as the intense loyalty to a social group or a tribe, resulting in exclusion, discrimination, or exclusion 1, or 2, discrimination, 3, demonization of those outside the group. Let's go to number 1. Tribalism excludes. All right, let's just go to who excludes other people between Limpopo, Vendas, and Shangans and Pedis versus Zulus. The people who exclude others are people of Limpopo. There is absolute evidence everywhere. But we'll keep it simple. Go to any police station, it is Limpopo. They are excluding other people and have made police stations, clinics of Gauteng. Listen, you won't be able to evaluate or assess what a tribalist is until you come to cosmopolitan areas where all groups meet in that one place. All right, that's where it is easy to deduct and to check who is a tribalist or not. So when people are staying as vendors alone, you can't tell if they are. It's not easy. You can tell from the speech that they are tribalists because you would hear like how they describe the Shangaan. So you would therefore be able to tell over a period of time if they are tribalists. But the measure, if we can say scientific measure, would be in deeds, practices which are provable. So I am here in Soweto every day. In any police station I walk into, Shangans, vendors, and Pedis work alone and exclude Zulus, Basotho, etc. All right. So right there, immediately, Limpopo cannot tell Zulus that we are tribalists. They can't reflect their tribalism on ourselves. Here's a DecentQ. All right. I wonder I think you went to Eugene. What was your pass rate at school? Please share your pass rate with us, because I want to compare your pass rate at high school versus endless Zulus who didn't get bursaries that you got. Share with us your pass rate, Mr. Limpopo. Decent Q. Share with us. We want to see. I want to see something. All right. 2, discrimination. Exclusion, bekele eceleni, discrimination, ukucwasa, okungamfuni usimali emuthi yayi itseng, discrimination. Vendors, Bedis, and Shangans discriminate against Basotho and against Zulus and other people, but particularly against the Zulus. The discrimination has an inherent property of hate, but that is not the full definition thereof. To segregate, it's the same thing that white people were doing. Ukucwasa would be the Zulu word, discrimination, where there's double standards in discrimination. What a vendor excuses a Ramaphosa tribalist in doing, they do not excuse Jacob Zuma in doing. Ramaphosa is a thug. Vendors are saying he's a great president. He's a thug. And in all economic indicators say Ramaphosa has been the worst president ever in South Africa, including presidents before 1994. That's a fact. But vendors say he's the best president. Limpopo people say he's the best president, but they were saying Zuma is the worst or horrible president. That's discrimination. Right. 3, demonization. No people as demonized the Zulus. Right now, even the accusation that Zulus are tribalists, it's called demonization. You're demonizing Zulus. This is what you do very well on a daily basis as Limpopo people. Always accusing us of this and that and the other. You understand? That's called demonization. It is you doing it to us, and you do it every day. In social media, say attacks between a nation and another nation, Zulus are the most demonized people in South Africa, demonized by fellow black South Africans and demonized by whites. Vendors are saying demonization is the parading of Zulu criminality on TV on a daily basis and dead silence on vendor criminality, which is by far worse. That is called demonization. It is Zulus who are paraded on TV, not Limpopo. Yet criminality of Limpopoians is 100 or rather 90 times worse than any Zulu crime that is happening in South Africa. All right. In 10 crimes that Zulus do, Limpopo does 90 more crimes. They are not on TV because the intention is to demonize Zulus. Same thing which white people do. White people and their crimes are never on TV. Right now we're dealing with Hewlett's, which was collapsed intentionally by whites. But that's just one example. But they are not on TV. They are holy saints like vendors of Limpopo who are holy saints in all their wickedness. So in what white people then do is demonize the black race and make us a race of criminals. They parade all criminality of black people, but they say nothing about the criminality which is far worse of white people. White people have stolen out of South Africa trillions of rands. but they are not on TV. They are not on newspapers. They are not paraded in international media. But we have Jacob Zuma alone paraded all over. First because he's a Zulu and the vendors hate him. And then also because he's a Zulu and the white liberals and Jewish liberals hate Zulus. All right. So now we've got all these enemies who hate us. And then they have got all the power of media. Ramaphosa have said nasty things about the Zulu people. Let me make an example. In the Jabulani Mall scenario, where during the looting of July 2021, Ramaphosa specifically mentioned Zulus of Jabulani Hostel as people who looted Jabulani Mall. Whilst the looting was happening, how did he know that? Who said that? All right. And then what about the thousands of Basotho in the adjacent Kladi and all those townships? What about the other Zulus from Zola, close by, and Jabulani? Why Zulus of the hostel? Because when you quote Zulus of the hostel, you've won the debate, because white media and black socialist media made a Zulu hostel, to be violent people, murderous people, etc. Yet, even in crime in Soweto, most murders are conducted by township and slum people, hardly by hostile people. So, that is called demonization. The people who do that are vendors, white people, Jewish people, Indian people. Did I count vendors? If I've counted you, let me count you again, because you are the most wicked people in this regard. Shangans and the Pedis. Those are the people who are practicing tribalism. Now, the tribalism is seen in politics, business, sports, corporate allegiances, etc. Indeed, in politics, let's not go into deeper details. First and foremost, if you look at political appointments from Mandela to Jacob Zuma, west in Ramaphosa, Zulus were the most unfairly treated of all nations. We were always underrepresented, even exactly under Zuma. You can go. Do Limpopo people know which surnames are Zulu and which ones are Xhosa? Which surnames are Zulus, which ones are Swazi? All right, because apparently they know us better than we know ourselves. Because when you when you look at the list of people who make up members of parliament, Zulus are underrepresented, have always been. Xhosas are overrepresented. So are Limpopo people. So the people who get compromised in politics are Zulu people only. And let's not stop there. You, DecentQ's and your mothers and fathers and uncles, you said you don't want a Zulu in your ANC top 6. Is that not tribalism? Is that not tribalism? Why didn't you write articles and articles against such blatant, open hatred against the Zulu people? And all your tribalist nations, because the ANC is nothing but the conglomeration of Zulu-hating tribalists. Your common purpose is to defend yourself against Zulus. I have got no idea, Guti, Mesinenzen. I don't remember us coming to your Limpopo to attack you. In any case, why would we? Because they attack each other. There are no such wars in KwaZulu-Natal. In KwaZulu-Natal, we stay with Basotho and Xhosas. We have never had Limpopo wars of hatred against each other. You hate each other right here in Chiawelo. You know what? You're accusing Zulus of tribalism. Who the hell are you? Yes, sir. And this witchcraft of yours to make yourselves as if you are victims so that you attack people, it won't fly. Zulus need to grow up and stop being apologetic to tribalists. Because ultimately, you Zulus you are keeping on apologizing about being Zulu. We are Zulus, proud to be. There's nothing wrong with that. Nisixhaphazisa ngabantu abakhohlakele nabaloyayo who hate. Can't be excusing hatred. People of Limpopo are full of hatred. Their very church, ZCC, is a church of segregation. Their church teaches segregation. In the culture of that church, it has got exclusion and discrimination. Even in terms of how they recruit each other, they prioritize ZCC membership first in jobs and all, before anything. That is called discrimination. We don't have such churches in KwaZulu-Natal. Actually, the accusation against my Zulu nation, which vendor people themselves in Soweto say, Zulus don't support each other. So how can we be tribalists when we can't even support each other? The reason your tiny, arrogant nations are ruling over us even here in Gauteng is because Zulus don't support each other, which is exactly created by your wicked selves, always accusing Zulus of being tribalists, therefore capturing those Zulu idiots Base Soweto to feel guilty, false guilt, and be apologetic and not vote for Zulus who deserve to be voted for into positions of power in order to prove that they are not tribalists. To hell with that. Zulus, stop segregating against Zulus to please tribalists of Limpopo. 25% of people in Gauteng are Zulus, but you have never seen Zulus being in leadership in Gauteng because we are discriminated. Right when the vendors and the Pedis and the Shangans took over in 1996, they segregated against Zulus and attacked Zulu businesses, including Zulu taxi operators who died. I don't remember a vendor taxi operator being assassinated. We've got fathers who died because of being operators of taxis who killed them, who bought those Zulus in Kabi to kill them. The ones who killed them are the ones who are running the taxi industry today, and that is Limpopo. Murderers. Go and ask your parents to teach you to love, because even the church is failing because they're in churches, but you are hateful. You have run down Gauteng. You are not educated much. You cheat your spaces into tertiary. In the tribalism that is happening in this country to segregate against the most passing people, which are Zulus. We didn't start passing this year. Even when we passed this year, your Limpopo people, Nabon Kantlalax, Basasowetis, Soweto, males Basasoweto Abafundile, they drop out of school at standard 9, grade 11. And they tell us, as the Zulu people, what has Fundile, Kushaban Basasoweto, enough of this. Itama Zulu Dala Zulu for more than 40 years, Zulus have been passing better than any nation, any black nation in South Africa, and have always passed better than Indians. South Africa is not run on merit, but on segregation, and the major target is the Zulu people to be blocked. It was not only Amawash. Amawash were not just black, there were Zulu men who were blocked by whites. The same ones who were using Pedis as kitchen boys and Malawians as kitchen boys. The very ANC was formed by Zulus to unite your types of people. You are the ones who have always been divisive. When will Zulus stop apologizing to these things? Because these people are wicked. They don't do introspection. They're always finding fault in Zulus who have done nothing to them. Sasike sawenza namavenda nini? Senior politics business. Zulus don't even support Zulu clubs of KZN, which is something that annoys me. They support clubs which were taken from Zulus, run in Soweto by Zulu-hating men who destroy soccer in KZN. because they don't want Zulu power, which helps the white people who hate Zulu people. So in sports, where are Zulus supporting Zulus? Because in sports, Zulus are supporting your clubs which are full of all non-Zulus, segregating against Zulus, owned by non-Zulus. There are clubs in KZN, Amazulu, Lamontville, and them, they're not supported by Zulus. So if Zulus were tribalists, why are they not supporting their own clubs? In Radio Ukhozi, before Zulus woke up, at least Zulus have woken up the previous 10 years, but for many years before, they ensured that non-Zulus win. Abotira were hardly winning anything. We, what Ukhozi FM, Ingoma Yonyaga. It was always, even about DJs who won there. All right. So eventually, because there are the Amabinga Zulus who are unapologetic, I like that about them. All right, I've got reservations about other issues, but I like that they stand their ground. So they are voting for their for their artists who win every year, at least for a change. There are Zulus who vote for their Zulus. Excellent. For many years, Zulus never voted for Zulus. We are far more good looking than people of Limpopo, but we don't even win Miss South Africa. That's called segregation. Hey, we look good. We look good. And we don't win Miss South Africa. It's seen in business. What did you do to Zulu businesses from 1996? What did you do? Do you give Zulus tenders? Do you give Zulus licenses to trade? Exactly. And if you were working in the markets and them, which people were segregated from operating in markets? It was Zulus. All the people who were in those informal markets in the city were from Limpopo and Mozambique and Malawi and Congo. And we are the ones who are segregating. Tenders were received by Limpopo. And we are the ones who are segregating. Huh? Tertiary admissions favor Limpopo, who fail the most than every other black people in South Africa, but they are the ones who are more prevalent despite lowest matric pass rates for years and years. Even if you can pass best this year as Limpopo folk, it's going to take you more than 100 years to justify being the majority in workplaces. Because right now, as we are sitting with millions of qualifying Zulus who are jobless, who are far more qualified than people of Limpopo. Teachers who are marching on the streets jobless are Zulus, not Limpopo. Nurses who are marching the streets unemployed are Zulus, not Limpopo. Doctors who are marching on streets unemployed are Zulus. Whilst Limpopo, which is running Gauteng, makes sure ukuthi ebhara kugcwele amandiya nabelungu. My Zulu people are highly qualified. They passed well at high school. They passed very well at tertiary, but they are not placed at Bara. They are not placed at Snawane Clinic. They are not placed at Chiaolo Clinic by tribalists of Limpopo, aided by their whites. You were always favorite nations of whites. Even during apartheid, you were the apartheid police. You were the deliverer of clover milk to suburbs as preferred vendors. You got those farms from white people who vacated as Johannesburg worked. Johannesburg Water is vendorland. They hate Zulus. Electricity companies and them. You took all these farms and then you converted them to slums and brought your whole Limpopo. Your agenda said you want to outnumber Zulus, which you did in Tembisa. What kind of thinking is that? What did that professor of yours say? He was interviewed some 2 years ago in one of the, I don't know, what do you call these things? Podcasts, what? Yeah, but it's YouTube. I don't know the name of that guy, but he was interviewing that vendor professor who was claiming as if vendors are more educated than Zulus. And in the connotation of the discussion, you could hear there's the vendorness of that professor, his disdain and undermining and hatred against the Zulu people. yet he studied in our University of Natal. It is good to invest in your nation to be great, but don't do it by destroying other people. All right? There is no black people, not even Sowetans, who have passed high school better than Zulus. The fact that Zulus are not in jobs, they are not at tertiary, they are not in businesses, is engineered by vendors, Shangans, Pedis, Zimbabweans who have been given positions to be supervisors by whites. It is done by Nigerians who have been made professors in our universities, but we've got endless Zulus who have studied international, but they are not professors in our local universities. This is ultimately done by white colonizers behind all of you. The same people who used black faces to destroy Zulus, to destroy Zulu Amawasha and used Indians, are the same people using you today. You are tribalists. Your people are full of hatred. Envy. Envy is huge in Limpopo. Safela okuduma kunani. Ninyanyiswa ukuthi noma niyaphesheya nikucatshanga ukuthi namaZulu. That is not our sin. Your hatred is the same type of hatred that people of the world have against Israelites. Israelites are ordained by God to be leaders above all of us. I am not excusing evil deeds of Jewish elites partnered with white elites. No, I'm not excusing NWO agendas of the given, which are directly which are currently directed mainly against Zulus here in South Africa via the DA, because the DA represents those white liberals and Jewish liberals, the colonialists. Right? My Zulu nation is the major target. And they are using your vendor cells for their objectives. The whole GNU was set not against vendors, not against Pedis, not against Shangans, not against even Basotho and the Batswana, not against the Xhosa, no, the Swazi, not against the Ndebele, but only against the Zulu. Thank you.